Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to make a set of winter themed cards with these kitties, the Meow You Doin stamp set from Fawn. And these are paper pieces or card, whatever, pattern paper that Fawn had sent me as freebies with my last order. So we are going to use some of these, and I can't decide which ones at first, but I think that the top set, the ones with the snowflakes, I think that's going to be the winners. So we're going to make 3 cards and we're going to put 3 different kitty cat silhouettes. Now, I saw someone use a different die set to cut out a very defined cat silhouette, and it looked really cool. And they had the pattern paper behind it. I saw it on, I don't know, I think Etsy or something. So, we're going to do our best to kind of replicate that with supplies that I currently have in my stash. Um, we're going to kind of put our own spin on it, though, because the cats that I have, I'm not 100% confident that the die cuts are recognizable in the form that they are. So we might have to actually stamp. So it might not just be a cat silhouette die cut. So what we're going to do first is I have card panels. That's Hammer Mill cardstock, the 80 pound. And we are going to, they're 4 by 5 1/4. We are trimming them down just a tiny bit to make sure that they actually are 4 by 5 1/4. Because these embossing folders that I have, that's about the size of cardstock that they'll emboss properly. So I didn't want to try to cut it down before or after I embossed it. So we're going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4 for an A2 size card panel, and we're going to die cut it first and then run it through the embossing folder. I felt like that would make the best impression. And that one is Circles one, and this one is Hexagon. The very first one was called Vintage Wallpaper. I think it was from Stampin' Up a long time ago, and I think the hexagons are also from Stampin' Up. We're going to use the Misty corners to be able to stamp on the stamp the card, the cat outline on the card panel. Like, do you see what I'm doing there? I don't want the pattern paper to go all the way to the edge of the embossed panel, so I put the corners in there for the Misty so that the pattern paper stays away from the corner of the Misty so that it will be set back a little bit from the edge of the embossed panel, because I kind of want it to be, I'm going to use foam tape to tape the embossed panel up so there's a little bit of dimension to it, and just like you can see, I don't know, just to add some visual interest to it, I guess. So we're going to stamp the card or the cat on all these pieces of pattern paper, and as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that I picked the wrong side of this piece of cardstock to stamp on, because I don't want the sweater looking side. I want the side that looks like it has a snowflake on it. So we're going to stamp it, and then we're going to realize that's not the right side. We're going to flip it over and have to do the other side. Yeah, it's about at this moment that I'm realizing that I picked the wrong side of the cardstock. I was like, something doesn't look right here. So we're going to flip over the cardstock and do it on the other side, which is fine because, you know, every piece of cardstock has 2 sides. So that's what it's there for. All right. So we have one more that we're going to do after this one. I decided I was going to do a red, a tan, and a green. And I never really thought too much about using these cardstocks on like a bigger um, size like this, and I like it. The pattern paper. Oopsie, I bumped the camera. Sorry. All right, so we're going to do the last one. This one is like a tan color. We're going to stamp the kitty cat stamp on there. I've gotten this, I got this stamp set from Fawn for my birthday, and I'm really loving it. I've used it quite a few times so far, and I'm loving it. Gotta love some kitties. All right, so here we're going to cut the kitty cats out of the pattern cardstock that I have here. And what I'm going to do is I don't want to ruin the rest of the pieces of pattern paper. So I'm going to put it in there and do like partial cutting. See, I just cut down like right past the kitty cat. And then I'm going to turn the cardstock so that I'll just cut the cat out of there. I don't want to cut the whole entire piece of pattern paper into strips. And here we are putting on the foam tape, and I'm putting liquid glue on top of the foam tape, and I put it on super speed because nobody wants to watch me put down foam tape and stuff. All right. So here's another trick that I'm going to do. I don't want to add any more bulk to this, but I want it to look like there's a red panel behind the red pattern paper card. So I put a piece of folded computer paper inside my card base, and I'm just going over it with my Catherine Pooler red ink. Cannot remember what the name of that one is. Party dress, maybe. And then we're going to do the same thing with the green. I should have folded this paper over because that red ink was still wet. I was like trying to hustle, and that's Lime Ricky, because I did end up making a mess of my Lime Ricky pad because the red ink on the piece of computer paper was still wet. That was a rookie mistake. But you don't have to make it look pretty on the inside because it's only going to go, you're only going to see like a quarter of an inch or less on the outside of your card. The reason that I have that piece of card paper inside the card is so that if the card is not exactly, the right size, it's not going to get all over the back of the card because we don't want it to get on the back of the card. And that is my new favorite trick, I think. All right, and then we're going to do crumb cake from Stampin' Up because I don't really have a different tan ink yet. So this ink needs a little bit of refilling, I think. And also this one's a foam, or this one's a felt pad as opposed to the Catherine Poolers are foam pads. Foam pads work a lot better to do this trick with. I guess it's a technique, not a trick. So I am loving this to add color and sort of like dimension without adding any bulk to the card because, I, in theory, like to send my cards and I don't like to spend a lot on postage. So that is helpful when you can add the color and make it look like you added extra cardstock, but you didn't. So there we go with that one, and we will attach it down on here. I probably have to take the back off all those foams. And there we go. I love it. Let's do the red one now. Oh, the red card base, the back is a little bit bigger than the front. So we trim that down because you don't want that looking like that. Got to take off all the backing off the foam tape and center it perfectly. Amazing. I love it. All right, so here's the green one. Apparently this green card base was not the right size because do you see this? It's like hanging over the right edge of the card, and I was like, that's not going to work. So fortunately, my foam tape was not right up against the edge of the card panel, and so I'm taking the longest sheared scissors that I have, and we're just trimming that up. I'm kind of like placing the scissors, the blades of the scissors, between the front of the card base and the embossed panel so that I don't cut the front of the card base. But I just worked, cautiously and slowly to get that all trimmed up so that you can still see the green on the edge of the card. Did I have to do that? No, but I really like the little colored edge on the card. Here's our 5 seconds of Sonic. Such a cute kitty cat. Alrighty. So, after 5 seconds of Sonic, we get the final cards. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.